We went to Connecticut with Minister Farrakhan some years ago, and there was a young brother named Robert Clarence who told me about a brother named Conrad who was kicking slam butt up there at Western College, I believe, in Connecticut. And they wanted to expel him and suspend him because of his anti-Semitic, his pro-black stance. He supported Reverend Jackson's Rainbow Coalition. They made a whole litany of stuff. And they trumped up things against him to remove him from the institution. And we went up there. And I met him there. Later, the relationship grew. He came and stayed at my home in 1985 when we did the event with Minister Farrakhan in Madison Square Garden. The relationship has grown. We've gone on speaking tours together, and I think the University of Minnesota, Howard University, other cities, and I have nothing but love for brothers. You know, and some of us, when I say us, I'm talking about all of us, we have a relationship. See, when you see Brother Eric doing his thing, I don't always have the cleanest of shaven faces, and I don't always wear a suit. I'm doing it for a change, so I was forced to. Don't mistake my love for my leader, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You're treading on dangerous ground. He even approached me. Yeah, that's right. If you mispronounce his name, oh man. But don't you know it's the same for brothers? Because if it don't work for the least, then we don't mean it for the most. I love for my brother what I love for myself. And there were some good qualities to that voice article. Because if it did nothing else, it helped us to see that we cannot take struggle for granted, and as peers in struggle, we can't take that for granted. We got to hold on to the gauntlet, the banner for freedom, justice, and equality. Remember why we came to struggle, and that keeps us united. We have different methodologies. I'll cuss in a minute. Some people are more refined. I don't know when they shut up, like right now. Some people do. But I want to introduce him to you, and I'll let him bring on with thunderous applause our brother, champion, freedom fighter, Brother Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I would like to bring to you at this time the Minister of Law, number 7, New York City, Brother Minister Conrad Muhammad. Please be seated.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one true and living God who came in the person to you and to me, of Master Khalid Muhammad. And we forever thank him for raising up in our midst men, born and raised in Georgia, but with a message for the black man and woman all over the world. And we could never thank Allah and the messenger of Allah enough for giving to us in this day and in this hour our father, Brother Khaled's father, Brother Conrad's father, and the father of the black nation, Louis Farrakhan. In their name, I greet you again. Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, as Brother said, I won't be long, but I must be strong. in Trenton, one of those students, right by Brother Khaled's side, because I see that love black people. And if you want Brother Conrad to stand with you, all you have to do is love black people, and that's why I stand with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, because he loves the black man and the black woman. So this is nothing new. I love Brother Khan. He is my brother, and he is my friend. You have fight in your organization. Oh, Reverend, please. You know there's fighting going on in the church. But you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. You have differences in your organization. Is that right or wrong? But you don't stop organizing and working for your people. You have fights sometimes. Brother, sister will sometimes fight brother, but don't you come against brother, or don't you come against sister, because then we'll gang up on your behalf. Well, that's the way it is in the nation of sometimes we have differences. Sometimes we fall out. But what you have to know of Islam that makes us different is that as Muslims, when we put that difference aside and are forbidden by Allah to bring it back up, we march together as brothers from that point. Oh, Peter Noel. Don't be a fool. Stand up, brother. Peter Noel, because he's the real one that does not love Brother Alton Maddox, Brother James McIntyre, does not love Queen Mother Moore to focus on, and he has been dividing and conquering us ever since he met us. But today, we stand united. He can huff and puff and try to down, but he can't blow it. The honorable small time stuff anymore. You're not going to divide us, because we have to only deposits the sperm in the womb of the mother, only characteristics of himself. So it is the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, my father, Brother Khaled's father, has deposited himself in us, and that man stands for unity. That man stands for the love of black people. Why do you think we would be found doing anything different? We want the village voice to know. You can dig up an old tape, 15 months old. But what have you done for us lately? When the mosque was attacked, Brother Khalid was there. And we worked together through that crisis. When Brother Khalid has spoken in the city since that time, Mosque number 7, these FOI, they have been there ready to kill concrete for the brothers. And so don't read white folks' newspapers. And if you read them with a mind to question why. You know why they wrote that article? You know why they keep attacking this nation? Because they see the nation of Islam coming to the forefront. And they see a house that is filled with talent, filled with giants, filled with strong men. Brother Khalid could try and stand up and be a leader in his own right. Brother Alim, Minister Don, all of the great ministers, Sister Ava, but we all see Farrakhan as the head, and that's a house they must stop, but they never will stop that house. We got a super squad, a super team, and they want to break it up, but they won't break it up, brothers and sisters. Not as long as we stand together and stand behind this brother and back the brother and back the nation and never be agents of division. You don't love Brother Khalid more than God loves him. You don't love Brother Khalid more than his father, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, loves him. So be not an agent of division, but be an agent of unity. And so we're here to bring him on. He should be welcomed home to New York. He should be welcomed because this is a city that he loves. The black man and woman of New York hold a special place in his heart. And I know if more black people in this city knew about this event, you would not have been able to find a seat. But we thank Allah for you. And I say to you that they really want this brother dead. But the scripture says they wanted to kill Jesus, but they feared the people. I'm not saying Brother Khalid is Jesus, but why study the example of Jesus if we can't walk in the footsteps of Jesus? Jesus attacked the Jews. Jesus attacked the wicked rulers of this day. Jesus got on the handkerchief head, boot-licking and butt-licking religious leaders in his day. Isn't that what Brother Khalid is doing? So if it's good for Jesus, and if they wanted to kill Jesus, but they feared the people, and if we can stand behind the brother, then they won't be able to take his life. They want to kill him and kill the nation at the same time. And so they say Khalid Muhammad tried to set Brother Khalid up to be killed. What a lie. You don't ever have to worry about this brother setting up any black man or woman to be killed, much less one that taught him and helped him. No, I appreciate what this brother represents to our people. And so let it be known. Let it be known from every corner of this city that we are in solidarity with each other. Let us bring it on. They call this man a hater. They call him a bigot. They call him an anti-Semite. They call him every name that you can imagine. Why? Because they're afraid that a man like this, standing with a leader like Farrakhan, can wake up a nation. They are afraid that Khalid, as a spokesman for Farrakhan and as a representative of the nation, will light the black nation on fire, so they gotta discredit the brother in order to kill him because they can't stop him, so they want you to stop him. See, they're trying to destroy the nation from the outside, but they can't do it. It's too strong. They've tried everything, but we repel every attempt. We keep on marching forward. So now they're going to try and destroy it from within. And now they're trying to place doubt in your mind about Brother Khalid. He drives a Rolls Royce. Well, hell, the pimp drives a Rolls Royce. The drug dealer has a 500 or 300E. Why shouldn't a man that's dispensing knowledge to his people drive a Rolls Royce? They say he lives in a luxury apartment building. Well, hell, we are taught in Islam that the earth belongs to the righteous. All 196,940,000 square miles belong to the black man. We can live where we want to live. So we don't listen to white people. Don't you think for a minute, because I came out to see a fight. But there's going to be a fight. But it will be the right fight, not black brother fighting black brother. We've seen too much of that. This man has taught, stop the killing. I have taught, stop the killing. Our leader has taught, stop the killing. What do we look like killing each other? You can forget that, white folks. And so Brother Khalid comes back to New York to a warm and receptive crowd. And this will send a signal to the white man that the black nation is going to be all right. They shot again, and they failed. No weapon formed against the righteous will prosper. So now let me present to you a bold man. Is that right or wrong? A fearless man. Is that right or wrong? A courageous man. Is that right or wrong? A man that no matter what you say about him, you cannot say that he does not love black people. His life has been a testament to his love for the black nation. And if he stands for us, then we should stand with him and with his leader, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Let's receive Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad and welcome him back home to New York City.
The lost sister, or the lost sheep, except we, the 50 million or more, mentally and spiritually dead, black men and black women here in the hells of North America. And so we thank him for raising up his messenger as he came in the person of Master Faraj Muhammad. We thank him for raising up his message, his Messiah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we thank the two of them for my spiritual father, that man who is anointed and appointed for this hour of our resurrection and rise, that man who is the divine champion for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. I speak of none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In their name, I greet you with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Hasapu. Shalom, shalom. Free the land. Peace, God. Black laws for all black people. It is indeed my honor to be black again in New York, and to be honored at this evening of honor and appreciation at this welcome home evening. Yes, sir. To the distinguished platform guests who have labored in the vineyard for our freedom and independence, to Queen Mother Moore, I remember the story that she told us about the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and how as a young girl she was with Mr. Garvey. And Mr. Garvey had come to New Orleans to the Longshoremen's Hall. And Mr. Garvey walked into the Longshoremen's Hall with the African Legion at his side. An old white police chief and the cracker policeman ran into the Longshoreman Hall, and they said that Mr. Garvey was not allowed to speak, that if Mr. Garvey spoke, they would run him in. And Queen Mother Moore says that all of the brothers and sisters, so they stood up on chairs, they stood up on the table. She said they went under their dresses, honey. They went in their bras, honey. She said they went in everywhere, and they came out with Smith & Wessons and Colt 45s and 22s and 38s and 45s, and they held them in the air and said, "Speak, Garvey, speak." And Mr. Garvey said, and as I was saying, my sister's name is escaping me. Where's Brother Eric? Huh? Sister Blakely. Sister Blakely, all of you know, at the side here of Sister and Queen Mother Moore, one of our MZ of the struggle, and again, Queen Mother, to our esteemed teacher, who many of you know from the shrine of Ptah, who is here with us and has opened this evening properly. Brother Samad, who has other names that many are to be enlightened to come to understand. But to the minister and representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, for the city of New York, Minister Khalid Muhammad, and here in Brooklyn, Minister Kevin Muhammad, to Brother Ernie, as the black and the red come together, but to that warrior lawyer on the front lines fighting this cracker tooth and nail, Attorney Alton Maddox, the kind of lawyer that you always want to go into court with. I wish he could go to California and work with O.J. He went into the courtroom, and the Reverend Al Sharpton, who is running for the Senate, running against an old, no-good, inebriated, drunken cracker named Daniel Patrick Moynihan. And you wonder why we haven't turned out our condition, hasn't turned out any better, and we haven't gotten out of this condition. You got a cracker representing you sitting up half the time. And drop most of the time. Went in the courtroom with Reverend Sharpton. 67 charges against Reverend Sharpton. Did you hear what I said? I said 67 charges against the man. You walk into the courtroom, you know when the cracker puts 67 charges on you, he expects something to stick. If it ain't no more than 7 or 6, he's going to get to 67. But Attorney Alton Maddox won on all 67 counts. I'll talk a little bit about it before the evening is over, but I won't be long. To Brother Eric Muhammad, Sister April of the African Holocaust Council, and let us give them a strong black hand for making this evening possible. Brother Eric Muhammad is working in the community, teaching, training, organizing, and doing all that he can by God's grace and power to raise the level of consciousness and expand the awareness of the black mind here in the New York area. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength. Thank you, sir. And my Redeemer. The conspirators tried to kill me. But I'm alive and well, and I intend to give this goddamn white man hell from the cradle to the grave. Make no mistake about it. I am thankful to Almighty God for sparing my life. For had not God found some reason, found some value in whatever little contribution I am making and am to make, if had not the ancestors, out of their divine will, protected me, their spirit surrounded me, emanated from me, then I would not have been able to be shot down and rise up like Ra from that condition. And so when my enemies come before me, my heart roars like elephant laughter. To know that as we sing the song in the church, I'm so glad, and the devil is sad, because he missed the soul that he thought he had. For some reason, God Almighty has ordained that I go through all the classrooms. I can't skip none of the courses. Been to jail. I thought I'd learned that lesson enough. He said, no, you got to be graduated. You got to go to the penitentiary. Went to the penitentiary. I thought I could just pass through, put me in the hole in solitary confinement most of the time. So you got to experience this to the maximum degree. Brothers and sisters, to face death, to go to the door of death and look death in the face and your life be spared is no experience to take for granted. My prayers are more sincere. My prayers are deeper, more meaningful. And like Grandma and Grandpa and Uncle Red and Aunt Lottie B, I say glory to God. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him. Life is wonderful. But death is not a terrible thing. Our ancestors have taught us that death is nothing but another phase or cycle of life. Our ancestors have taught us how we should love and honor and respect our elders, our imzes, as they stand on the road of crossing the threshold and moving toward the realm of the egungun. And as they move toward the realm of the egungun, we bear witness that we are nothing but links in the chain called life. We are a part of that great continuum of life. Do not fear death, for Jesus, the black revolutionary Messiah. Y'all didn't hear me? I ain't talking about no blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned, buttermilk complexion, cracker Christ. I'm talking about a black Jesus, talking about a black Lord, a black Savior, a black Master. Jesus, the black revolutionary Messiah, said he or she who seeks to save their life shall lose their life. He or she yet out of wisdom, but he or she who does not fear death shall save their life. A coward dies a death 1,000 times, maybe in one day. A coward is dying all the time. So when you can go to death, look death in the face, leap in death's chest, and snatch death's tongue out of death's mouth, and rebuke the grave, We sing the song in the church, "Can't no grave hold my body down." When that great trumpet sound, go get up out the ground. Can't no grave hold my body down. What do you mean, can't no grave hold your body down? What is it in this thing called death that we need to look at? The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey said, look for me. Look for me in an earthquake. Look for me, for I'll be returning. Mr. Garvey said, I'll return draped in the red, the black, and the green, the colors that you know so well. He said, I'll return with millions of the African patriots at my side. Look for me, Mr. Garvey said. I'll be returning in the whirlwind. Mr. Garvey said, even in my death, I will be the Marcus Garvey that I so wanted to be when I was alive. Look for me, Mr. Garvey said. He was rebuking the grave. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad rebuked the grave. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad rebuked death. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I'll be or dead. I'll be the winner, living or dead. The Holy Quran says, speak not of the righteous. We paraphrase, speak not of the righteous. Speak not of the revolutionary. Speak not of the freedom fighter. For they are not dead, but you perceive not. They live on. The Bible goes on to say that on that day you will see the saints and the patriots return on that day. Going to return. Should we expect to see them in the body that they were in 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago? No, but all energy is constant. It just changes form. Matter is neither created nor is it destroyed. Look for me, Mr. Garvey said. I'll be returning. Death is but a cycle of life. You can shoot the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. You can jail the revolutionary, but you can't jail the revolution. You can lock up the countless freedom fighters, and you can lock up the countless political prisoners who are locked up here in the hellholes of America, but you cannot steal the voice of revolution and the onward momentum of the movement toward freedom and independence. When they locked Mr. Garvey up, the Jews who worked to lock him up, when they locked him up, they say, we have the tiger, we have the lion in the cage. Mr. Garvey said, yes, you have the tiger, you have the lion in the cage, but I left many cubs in the bush. Are some of the cubs of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I don't fear death. Death is a sissy. Death is a punk. And when you got a man or a woman that don't fear death, what are you going to threaten them with? Pastor Whitfield, let me hear you say it. One more time. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen again. Let the church say amen one more time. One more time. Pastor Whitfield is a good pastor. Pastor Whitfield orders his ministry after Jesus, the good shepherd. Pastor Whitfield knows that we all may not be members of friendship, but he knows the Bible when the Bible says, other sheep have I that are not of this fold. Pastor Whitfield believes that this house of God, this sanctuary, that the doors should be open not just on Sunday, but all during the week to feed the sheep, to feed the flock of God, and we should love him, and we should offer our prayers, and all of our rappers and all of those who make money, we should put on a concert, and we should raise the money to help the members and the family of this church to make this a beautiful, more beautiful house dedicated to the worship of God. Are you for that? Would you support a concert to help build this church up? Then let us talk to all of our rapper friends, and let's put on one good concert, and let us meet with the pastor and the deacon, and meet with the family members of this church to know that we love them for keeping these doors open. Every revolutionary that knocks on the door, this sanctuary is a refuge for us. When they were attacking sister soldiers, oh, no good Bill Bush. I get them mixed up. Same flavor, just a different label. A cracker is a cracker is a cracker. You know what I'm saying? When Bill Clinton was hard and when all was going on, these doors were open to soldiers. These doors were open to Chuck D and Public Enemy. These doors are open to Reverend Al Sharpton. These doors are open to Raz Baraka, Sister April. These doors are open to Eric Muhammad. These doors are open to Minister Conrad Muhammad. These doors are open to Minister Kevin Muhammad. These doors are always open to the freedom fighters. Yes, ain't no preacher got no business being scared of no goddamn Jew. You give a damn if Crown Heights is here. Your constituency, your flock is black. God is your Lord and your shepherd. And so we should back. It is fitting that it be here tonight at Friendship. I only have a few things to say, and I want to move through them quickly. You are honoring me here tonight. The President of the United Snakes of America, the Vice President of the United Snakes of America, Al Gore, the United States Senate, that's S-I-N, not S-E-N. The entire United States Senate unanimously voted 97-0 to condemn me. And for the first time in the history of America and the world, the House of Representatives and the Congress voted in House Resolution 343 to condemn one of its so-called citizens. I'm under no illusion. It's one of the greatest honors that could be paid to a freedom fighter and to a righteous man or woman of God. The ADL, the JDL, Uncle Tom Negro Organization. You say, but your own leader censured you. Well, he's the only one that had the right to do it. If I'm representing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has the divine right to say who should represent him. That's right. And how and in what manner they should represent him. He's the only one who has that right. Major Owens, Charlie Rangel and the Over the Hill bunch. Go ahead, Doc. John Lewis, Quasi, half this and half that, CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, the Negroes of the NAACP. If you condemn me, hell, I got a right to kick your behind everywhere I go. You got involved in family business. You got involved in internal business. And none of you should get involved in family business and internal business. Leave the hell out of, stay the hell out of family business and leave us alone, unless you see something we don't see and you think it ought to be pointed out. Sometimes that might be the case. But none of these Negroes had any business being involved. None of them. Then these devils, the Daily Devil News, or the Devil Daily News, put me on the front page. You know what I'm saying? Put my picture on the front page. Exclusive. Put the building that I live in on the front page. And then put a map in the paper with an arrow with the details of the streets on how to get to my door. Then take a picture over the Olympic pool with a direct shot to my window. No good bastard. Yes, there's a conspiracy to kill me. Where is your front page story on the devils of the Daily News? Where is your front page story on the Jewish Defense List? Where is your front page story on the Anti-Defamation List? Where is your story on the CIA and the counterintelligence program COINTELPRO of the FBI set up by J. Edgar Hoover? You know J. Edgar Hoover. When there's an assassination attempt, you want to check everything. You want to check everybody. Because hell, with 9mm bullets flying, God bless you to live through that. One bullet grazed this leg. The bullet entered into this leg here. Made a hole as big as a quarter. If it would have come out, it would have made an even bigger hole. The bullet lodged just a fraction of a fraction of a fraction from the main artery of the left leg. If it would have struck the artery, I would have bled to death. Because the ambulance didn't come until a long time later. If I had not had FOI training and had not been trained by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the great Captain Ali Rashid, and didn't hesitate, didn't wait around for no white man's ambulance, hell, I've been listening to Flavor Flav. You know Dr. Flavor Flav. He said 911 is a joke in your town. Get up and get down. I heard Flav's words ringing in my ear. I said, hey, this is Riverside. I know 911 is a joke in this town. And so I started barking orders and trying to bring some order to the scene. And took somebody's straight tie off and made my own turn. So I wouldn't bleed to death. Tied it and wrapped it and then held it and moved with my own turn. Commandeered a car. And we headed to the hospital. But if it would have hit that main artery, there's nerve damage now, but the nerves are healing. First, I couldn't walk at all. No life in the leg whatsoever. And there were moments lying on my back in that hospital when I wondered if I would walk again. Then from walking, I moved to the wheelchair. Then they started taking me to white folks therapy. They put me in some kind of horse stirrup or some kind of saddle. and pulled a rope and lifted me up in the ceiling somewhere, and then let me back down on a track to displace some of the weight in my body, trying to teach me how to heel and toe. Come on. Come on. You can do it. That's good. Some kind of heel and toe. Something that I've taken for granted all of my life. I couldn't do. I couldn't walk. Then they put me on one of those walkers, those things where you have to walk with it. I couldn't do much with that. Then it started healing. They made a long cut about that long down my leg to go in to take the bullet from next to that main artery. They debated over it a long time. They took me to every surgeon, every specialist in the hospital. They treated me well while I was there. But everybody got some money while I was there. Dr. Bill is over $60,000. That's easy to check, buddy. You know, that's for these guys who are the investigative reporters, you know what I'm saying? No good bastard. White folks. I want my 9-year-old son, Farrakhan College, to know that the white man is not a devil, but the white man is the devil. I want him to know that. I want my son, Kalfani, Omar, others who are connected to me, my new godson from Sister Chandalan and Brother Sundiata. I want Ali, I want Amir, I want Kiki, I want all of them to know that the white man is the devil. Right. You should remind yourself of that every day. You should say it at least once a day, like a catechism, just so you'll remember, to remind yourself just so you won't forget. I believe that, brothers and sisters, with all of my heart. I believe that they can't help it. I believe that it is a part of their nature. It is what God revealed to Muhammad. And I believe that a whole generation is growing up and you are becoming confused over whether the white man is the devil or not. And many are confused certainly over whether the white woman is the devil. Nicole Brown Simpson. Beauty and the Beast. Psychiatrist Dr. Davidson and many others of the leading black psychologists and psychiatrists are beginning to analyze this thing, and they are determining that this whole King Kong business, who was a parallel of our condition. How they took this big, black, strong, powerful ape or gorilla from Africa, put him on a ship, brought him to America and put him in bondage, shackled him up and put him in a cage. Then, under the glare of the lights and the flashing of the cameras, introduced him to a white woman. The white woman represents the white woman, but the white woman in the King Kong story also represents the American dream. Gave him a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned, buttermilk complexion white woman. Oh, O.J., we must pray for our brother. God will deliver him. And I believe that if he is delivered, maybe he will be cured and he will be our OJ and he will never go back that way if he can get out of the clutches of the white man. I believe he is innocent. I don't believe he killed that cracker girl. that cracker boy. I don't believe he killed him. I believe that crackers killed those crackers. I believe that the old no-good policeman planted the glove at the scene. That's why he didn't call for a search warrant first, because he had some business to take care of. Oh, Humpty Dumpty, fat, pudgy, overweight judge, sitting there with a Humpty Dumpty behind. The co-counsel for Shapiro, it is said by many, was her law professor. He taught her about search warrants. And so Shapiro, being the master that he is, thought that it would be wise to include him on the defense team, thinking that him being her, if it is true, her defense on the defense team and being her professor from, that it would have some weight on her sitting on the bench. He taught her all over again, teaching. He led her on search warrants. He tried to remind her of what he had taught her in the classroom. He appealed to the scholarship of the message that he had shared with her on a daily and consistent basis, hoping that she would leave his classroom and would go out into the world a good lawyer. And now, having become a judge, that she would stand up for what he had taught her about white law. I said white law. There's a difference in white law and black law. The law of anything is to represent the very nature and best interest of that thing. Everything has a law. Chicken has a law. Chicken hawk has a law. Chicken try to live by the chicken hawk law, become a meal of the chicken hawk. A cow or bull might want to live by eagle law, but as soon as he runs his big buck off of a cliff and hits the ground and becomes ground round, he realizes that he can't live by eagle law. He has to live by bull law, by cow law. Everything has a law. And your law is that which is for in your best interest and rooted in your nature. The white man's law system is a criminal justice system. It was set up by, it's run by criminals today. And so the old criminal judge sitting on the bench, thinking about her career, thinking about her advancement in that field, thinking about the pressure that she would have to face if she stood up for what was right. She ruled against Brother O.J. And so the policeman who planted the glove and those who worked as conspirators to weave the web against him were able to put everything in place. I don't believe he had the heart nor the time to cut them crackers the way they say them crackers were cut. They say he cut the woman's throat to the quick, all the way to the back, to the bone. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. There's so many inconsistencies there. Big, barely powerful gorilla. Bad white girl. Number one, they hated this nigga for having a white woman. And it looks like he didn't want nothing but white women. Left his black wife and his black babies and started chasing white women everywhere he went. They still don't like you with their woman. That's why they lynched Clarence Thomas, the electronic media. They didn't like him with their woman, and they didn't like him aspiring for the so-called highest court in their land. He got this big, tall, dinosaur-looking white woman. like he had to get on a step ladder just to get some chips. But it was just a word to say they're playing the Beauty and the Beast theme. They're playing the King Kong and the blonde-haired white girl. How King Kong would hold her in the palm of his hands, and they thought he would crush her. And he would stroke her and stroke her. And ultimately they forced him up the side of the Empire State Building and tricked him into putting her down. And then the white man's military might came against this big black gorilla from Africa and shot him down to the ground. That's where OJ is. Not on the cross today. He's on the Empire State Building. And they're doing everything they can to stop that. As a young man at Dillard University, sitting in that chapel at Dillard University, I was deaf, dumb, and blind. Didn't have a real knowledge of myself. And I met a man that day at Dillard University. And that man was and is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. There are those among you who believe that I will leave him, and others of you who believe I have left him. I'm not a hypocrite. If I had left him, you would know. If I were against him, you would know. He opened my eyes, taught me what time it is. He raised me from the grave of ignorance. He gave me supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. 30 years ago, Minister Malcolm X and his teacher, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, were faced with a similar situation. Some of you say no parallels can be drawn. I say, shut up, fool. History has a way of repeating itself. History seems to move in cycles. And God Almighty seems to make us do things over and over and over again until we get it right. Elijah and Malcolm in the 60s. Farrakhan and Khalid in the 90s. The 6 of the 60s is a 9 turned upside down. We intend to take the 6 of the 60s and turn the 6 of the 60s right side up in the 90s. And Farrakhan and Khalid will put a positive period behind what didn't happen in the 60s. God will help us to finish it in the 90s the way it was not done in the 60s. Some of you want me to turn on it. Some of you come to me all the time. You a teacher in your own right. You a leader yourself. You ought to get your own movement. I'll be with you. The hell you will. What Chuck D say? When the stuff hit the fan, the niggas ran. You will be with me. There's nothing wrong with those who point the people to me. It's all right for you to point the people to me, because I'm going to point them to Farrakhan. Do you mean that? Yes, I mean it. I don't know a stronger leader. I don't know a bolder leader. I don't know a leader who's wiser than he. I don't know a leader that seems in every aspect of the movement, the progressive movement that is under his leadership, that is prospering on every hand. You say, well, I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. What about this book he has, Torchlight for America? You don't know strategy. You don't know tactics. You don't know maneuvering. I'm with Farrakhan. I can hold my torchlight for America in one hand and hold my America down, around in the other. Yes, I am repeating some of Malcolm's history, but I'm not going to repeat it all. Malcolm was one of the greatest teachers the Honorable Elijah Muhammad prepared. Malcolm was one of the greatest leaders ever to set the soles of his feet on this soil called earth, touched by Elijah. Nobody can take that away from Malcolm. But I'm not going to turn on my teacher. If I disagree with Farrakhan, you won't hear me talking about it in the public. If I disagree with Farrakhan, you're not going to see me sitting down with no cracker, with no damn camera, sitting down with some damn cracker. The Black Muslim movement is a so-and-so kind of organization. Louis Farrakhan is doing so-and-so. Hell no. I'll never sit down with it. None of you raggedy behind bastards from the media should ever even look in my face and ask me to speak against Farrakhan. I'm not sitting down with none of you to speak against him. Never. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Inquiring minds want to know. My last few words here. You made me mad. Shooting at me. So now I know some of you saw the picture on the front page of the Village Voice with the Black Panther Party standing with me. I mean, they were ready. Then you know that it was the Crips and the Bloods who had formed a truce. They were standing with me in Riverside the day that the assassination attempt was made. They caught some of the first bullets. And there was one of the Crips or Bloods that put the press or the pinch on one of the main conspirators' best. And then another brother from the nation by the name of Stanley 2X, who looked like an all-pro, all-star blitzing linebacker, blitzing across the screen. Not the slightest hesitation, not the slightest sign of fear of death, but blitzing across the screen and hit him with such a powerful blow. They fought on the ground with the gun to Brother Stanley's stomach. Brother Stanley fought him. He attempted to pull the trigger. Brother Stanley put his hand in, jammed the trigger, took the gun from him, fought him and put the gun to his head to kill that bastard. But another one that we are now investigating reached into the crowd and pulled the barrel of the gun from his head. He would be dead now. That's justice. Who killed Medgar Evers. It took him all that time to convict him. That's not justice. That bastard should be dead. That's justice. No, I don't like what Ralph David Abernathy did against Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In the book, and the walls came tumbling down. I don't like that. I don't like a friend. I don't like a family member. I don't like a son that is a turncoat that will turn on one that has been his teacher and one who has guided him. I don't like that. That's not in my nature. That's not in my character. So Abernathy turned on Dr. King, jealous-hearted. The white man came to him and tricked him with a little money. and he told what he could tell on Dr. King. Say the nonviolent man wasn't so nonviolent. Say the night before he made the nonviolent speech, he knocked two or three women over the bed. I don't know nothing about that. Only Ralph knows, and Martin, and the three women, whether they got knocked over the bed or two or whatever or not. But he told many other things. I don't like that. I don't like anyone going and sitting with the devil and telling them about the internal affairs of the Nation of Islam. If you can see what Abernathy did, how come you can't see what is being done in the life of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad 30 years ago, and we must guard against it today? There are those of you who love me, and you are concerned for my life. I am concerned for my life too, and a gang and a conspiracy, and a murder attempt and an assassination attempt. I respect all who attempt to leave no stone unturned. I respect that. As I near my conclusion, I say to you that I am compelled to be with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I believe I was born to be with him. I believe I'm one of the flamethrowers, one of the fire throwers, to burn up everything that gets in his path. Some of you want to say that my stand is hurting you. Others among you, I'm hearing it, said that I got shot because Allah was chastising me. Shut up, fool. I'm a warrior. I'm a soldier. God damn it, a soldier's supposed to get shot. A soldier don't lay down and cry because you're shot. When a soldier's shot, the soldier heals his wounds and get up and is harder on the enemy than ever before. I'm chastised because I get shot. A warrior is supposed to make war. A freedom fighter is supposed to fight. And you're going to have some casualties. You just want to minimize your fatalities. So I'm not that statistic that the devil hopes for. Another month, I'll be all the way strong. I just got out of the wheelchair, almost threw the crutches away, and decided I'm going to step this one off. I'm not going out that way. But I'm compelled to be with him. If I lived in the time of Hannibal, I would have been with Hannibal. I would have been on the back of the elephant. If Hannibal didn't have an extra elephant, I would have been on the back of the elephant with Hannibal. Me and Hannibal moving on the crackers in Europe. And I would have told him, let's go, Han. I got your back, man. Me and Han moving on the devil. If I'd lived in the time of Shaka Zulu, I would have been with Shaka Zulu, spear in hand, shield in hand. And there would be no cracker in South Africa today. No F.W. de Klerk. There would be no sham government in South Africa today with a boot-licking, butt-licking, butt-dancing president named Nelson Mandela. Now, I don't give a damn whether you like what I'm saying or not. South Africa is not free and cannot be free under the present conditions. To hell with Mandela and the government in South Africa. There must be freedom indeed. Freedom indeed. Yes, I said at Kean College, where Brother Al Kareem here invited me when he was president of the Black Student Union there. I said we give them 24 hours to get out of town by sundown. If they don't get out of town by sundown, we kill everything white that ain't right that's in sight. Kill them all. That's why I like Dessalines over Tucson. Tucson was strong, but Tucson got tricked at a point along the way, and Dessalines said, it'll never happen to me. Dessalines said, any cracker, any Frenchman that sets his feet on the soil of Haiti, kill him immediately. I like Dessalines. Kill him immediately. I like it. young revolutionary elements that are rising up in South Africa, this sham government is not going to stand. You don't spend 27 years in penitentiary and walk out and become the president, fool. Ain't that much damn democracy on the moon. Unless there's a script, a leading actor, a writer, producer, and director. Huh? A leading man. Couldn't keep the leading lady because she was too revolutionary. I would have been with Shaka, and we wouldn't have that problem today. I would have been with Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. I would have been with Patrice Lumumba. I would have been with Amilcar Cabral. I would have been with Nzinga. I would have been with Gaddafi. I would have been with Ya Asante Wa. I don't care whether it's a man or a woman. I just want to be free. And I'm going to stand with the key freedom fighter of that day. If I had lived in the time of Harriet Tubman, I would have been with Harriet Tubman. I would have been one of her conductors on the Underground Railroad. And I would have packed 2 pistols. And it wouldn't have been no escape and no turning around, going back to the white man telling. I would have been with Nat Turner, going from plantation to plantation, cutting white throats and killing white folks. I would have been with Nat, me and Nat. And like many of Nat's soldiers got drunk, I would have been a sober soldier. We would be in a better condition today.
Yes, sir.
White people hate to hear black people talk like that.
That's right.
They hate to see me hook up with the Crips and the Bloods and the Black Panthers. They hate to see me remain with the Nation of Islam. I'm with my brothers with the bow ties, but I'm also with my brothers with the semis. All right? So I got one posse with the bow ties and another posse with the semis. That's the way to roll. I'm telling you now, and let the word go forth. If you ever come again to shoot at me, we shoot back. Brothers from the nation with the bow ties, we're working on a certain divine order that is being prepared a certain way by God's divine ordination. But there's some of the brothers who haven't come all the way yet. They just on their way. And they're not going, as our sisters said, they're not going to let no cracker come and tell them to turn in their guns. Turn in your guns for baseball tickets. Turn in your guns and we'll give you $15. Turn in your guns and we're having a big party. No, you turn in your gun. White man want to be the only one with the gun. I don't have a gun. But I'm going to try to keep as many around me as I can. And I ain't got no problem with picking up one. I can always get a gun, even if it's from the body of my enemy.
All right.
But I follow the Nation of Islam. But I'm not against our brothers who got their semis and they pump riot shotguns and got their own 9mm and 30-06. They found a 30-06 with a scope the day of my assassination attempt. They found the fence cut out and the bushes cut out in the fence at the backstage door. I was supposed to stay in the car caravan, get out of the car, go through the stage door, attempt to go through the stage door. And they would have hit me with the 30-06 with the scope from the bushes. But I saw the Jewish Defense League out front and the white folks protesting out front. So I jumped out of the security caravan, but the old Supreme Captain spirit came alive. I jumped out, others believing I was running to danger. But by God's grace and the ancestors, I was moving away from the danger and didn't even know it. I never went in that door. When it was time to leave that auditorium, I was supposed to go out of that backstage door. But it wasn't God's will for me to go out of that. I'm not trying to spook you, but I remember as the car caravan rolled onto the campus and moved toward the auditorium, I saw the Jewish Defense League. I saw the protesters out front. And I said, let me out of here. The brother said, no, you can't get out here. I said, let me out of here. They wouldn't. I opened the door. The car was still rolling. I didn't know I was jumping out and getting away from death. Jumped out of the car, and I'm not lying to you. When I hit the pavement, I remember, as God is my witness, the pavement looked so bright. I remember the sun. I thought about these things as God is my witness. The sun looked so bright. The day was so brightly lit. My path, the pavement was so bright. I felt good as I walked to what I thought was the eye of the storm and the protest. But it was a walk of life. It was a walk away from death, and I didn't even know it. And when the meeting was over, I was supposed to go out of that door, but we had not finished our question and answer period. And so I received this note, which was supposed to shut the meeting down and hurry me out the back door. But instead, I went out of the front door where the danger was supposed to be. And so I escaped for the second time. The hole cut in the fence, the bushes, the 30-yard six with the scope. By not coming in that stage door and not going out of that stage door. And out of an act of desperation, the attempt was made on my life right in the crowd. Some members of the crowd say they saw two other men running from the scene with guns in their hands. They saw one escape, maybe two, in a red car. All of this has to be further investigated. I don't really even want to go back to court. I really don't. I want to let James Best go scot-free. I do. I want to let him go free so he can be tried by the people's court. Now, I ain't talking about Judge Rockner either. So he can be tried by the people's court. I don't have to be present. I don't have to have anything to do with the trial. That's right. Nothing. I just want to know that justice has prevailed. What is justice? That's up to the people. What is justice? That's up to the God of the people. I just want to know the results. I want to see it on the news. I'll read the results of justice in the newspaper. You can't try to kill me and get away with it. If James Best goes to prison, check this out. He shot a blood, he shot a Crip, and a black Muslim, and he going to jail. I mean, how lucky can you get? Shoot a blood, a Crip, and a Muslim, and go to penitentiary. But I would rather see the brother go free and walk the streets of California again. So I don't want to go back to court. The other brothers are saying they don't want to go back to court. The one that shot in the chest and shot one of the big brothers, they call him Big House. He took the first 2 bullets from me. I didn't even realize what was happening. When the shots rang out, it was about 4 o'clock to my right. I turned, looked for my little son Farrakhan. I saw a brother snatch Farrakhan. In that split second, 2 of the young FOI, one hit me low and one body slammed me and hit me hard, and they covered my body on the ground. As I was hitting the ground, I felt the shot. Big house, bullet. He's out of the hospital the next day or so. It's true. He's one of the boys from the hood, you know. He told him, tell that so-and-so, I'll eat 10 more of these. And he told them of his love for me and for us and this work. And they said they would like to travel with us all over the country. They say they've been dodging bullets and facing street sweepers and everything else because they would rather now do it for a cause. Again, I close by saying I am honored that God spared my life, and honored that whatever love you have had for me, that it has increased. You can never expect you may find criticism for me being so hard on the white man, but you will never be able to criticize me for breaking the ranks and breaking unity with our own. I don't know all who was involved in my assassination attempt, but I know that I intend, brothers and sisters, to work for the unity and the liberation and salvation of the black nation. And I know that it was important for Minister Khalid Muhammad and I to come here tonight together, and for you to see us together. I don't care right now who tried to kill me. You weren't able to do it, and I don't believe you will be able to do it. I'm bolder now than ever before. I've tasted the bullet. I took the bullet. And another one across the shin of the right leg. And I saw the other brother shot in the chest, point blank range, and lived. And the other brothers who were shot. And I intend to continue to stand for you. If you want to call me a hater, I hate anybody who hates you. You want to call me an anti-Semite? I'm not an anti-Semite, but if the so-called Jews call themselves Semites, damn it, whatever they are, I'm against them. Whatever they are. I'm an anti-Zionist. Whatever you are, I'm against it, buddy. I believe that somebody has to be strong, standing behind the freedom fighter of our day and the spiritual guide of our day, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They cannot say that Farrakhan is a giant, but he comes from the land of midgets. They have to see other giants that you have to get past before you get to Farrakhan. That's the spirit of a freedom fighter, a revolutionary, a warlord. We got to get past me. They want to kill Farrakhan. They want to kill the messenger of God. That is the aim of this world. So there must be those who are willing to take the bullet for him, as there were those who were willing to take the bullet for me. And I'm willing to take a bullet for Farrakhan, but I'm also willing to kill for Farrakhan and for the freedom of our people. So make no mistake about it, brothers and sisters. God has spared my life. I am alive and well, stronger than ever before. And I will be harder on this enemy than I have ever been before. And I thank you again for coming and honoring me. Let us stand. Assalamu alaikum. Please hold your position with your black fist in the air. positions. And just as we finish, would you hold your positions for security reasons and allow us to handle a single security matter? But we're going to close with 7 Harambe. Harambe in Kiswahili means, let us all pull together. What does it mean? Come on, Minister Conrad, let him in here. Harambe means, where's Minister Kevin? Where's Attorney Alton Maddox? There you go. We have Attorney Colin Moore here. Mr. McIntyre. We got Michael. Calm down, brother. Got the activists in the community. Stop them. Right. Everybody, come on down on this level. What's his name? Saint. I got Dr. McIntyre. Brother Valentine. Queen Mother Moore's right here. Come on down, Queen. This revolutionary queen that fired it up early. What's your name, my sister, again? Sister, what's your name? Sister Denise. Sister Denise. Lily. She's kind of Queen Mother Moore up here. Let us put our black fist in the air. We've got the student warrior, Brother Malik Zulu Shabazz from Howard University, Brother Al Kareem from Kean College, who started all of this, Brother Michael X. Burton from Trenton State. We got all of these student warriors up here. Harambe means let us all pull together. We're going to do 7 Harambes after that divine order. And on the 7th one, we hold. It's Harambe. You go back up, Harambe. These are only demonstrations. You go back up, Harambe. And on the 7th one, it's Harambe. All right. Black fists in the air. On the count of 3. Jali 2. Harambe! 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 Brothers and sisters, we must fight for our unity today, and we must not let anyone come between us. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, shalom, and tuta onana in dugu dada. Let us turn the meeting back. Hold your positions just for a second until we can work this security matter. Please hold your positions. Have a seat. Chill.